live event here. Chet. Pushing buttons that I don't want to push. Let's get you guys in your mount here and hope we get a audience here. I didn't announce this live. We'll see who comes in. I'll send out some texts. For now, we'll leave this camera. Let's see here. That'll be alright. Straighten this out here. Plug us in so we don't lose battery. There's that. I suffered a loss today, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're going to assemble a chainsaw. And I know I keep saying we're trying real hard to get to just doing lives regularly at the same time every week on the same day on Fridays, but today's Thursday, and just in case I don't feel well tomorrow, we're going to do this live today, so you guys don't miss having a live event this week. And also, as I said, I just suffered a loss, and so I need a distraction. So let me send out the text here, and we'll get going in just a minute. You guys give me a thumbs up and go in the comments and let me know you're here. Live chat, all messages are visible. Like I said, we'll get going in just a minute. I just want to send out texts, so hopefully people will be able to know we're live and be able to join. Okay, guys, again, if you guys could hit the thumbs up as you come in, please, and go in the comments and let me know who's here, so I know. The thumbs up really helps the video get into their algorithm. We can try and make sure the robots aren't trying to shut us down and censor us. YouTube likes to censor raw, real content such as mine. YouTube likes to censor my language. YouTube likes to say most of my videos can't be monetized because either it's going to offend somebody, hurt somebody's feelings, has bad language, could cause an argument, all the things that they censor you for. Chevelle, welcome. Crayus, nice to see you. You're here so often. I really appreciate your loyalty, neighbor, and your immense support of the channel. Like I said, I lost a loved one today. We're going to talk about that a little bit. I will try my best not to be too emotional. And I've got this real nice MS390 we're going to assemble. I've got a new Meteor top end we're going to be putting on it. And we are in Shed Shop 2.0. You guys, if you haven't noticed, it looks a lot different. I'm about 95% moved over here. And this will be the very first saw I do after we've basically officially made our move. It might take a while because I have a completely different setup with my tools. And so I'm going to be learning where I put everything and deciding what I want to move and what can stay where it is. It will take us a while to figure all that out. I know it took me months to get everything where I liked it in the other shop. And even though it wasn't perfect because of space, it was basically, I knew where everything was and could easily grab what I need basically without looking, pretty much. You guys like my 192T? Isn't that bitch sexy? Look at that Chet. Oh yeah, neighbors. That is sexy. I dyed the plastics. And that's one of those things that helps bring back the passion and the joy for the saws, is doing custom stuff like that. Getting outside of the monotony of just constant diagnostics and servicing saws and finding air leaks and having horrible nightmares. The next thing I'd like to buy is the powder coater. I've got a lot of different colors of material to powder coat. And my sandblaster, I've been slowly building up the things I need, you know, different types of material for sandblasting. I don't use just sand. There's certain things you got to use softer stuff on, like I use walnut. Walnut as the material. We've got, yeah, a few different colors, our basic colors, black and white and orange for our powder coating. To be able to do our crankcases and our older metal recoils on like our 044s and our 064s and stuff, so we can make those a lot nicer. Powder coating is far superior to painting, even when you properly sand and properly go through the proper process. You have to bake paint on, and you do it at 3 different temperatures for 30 minutes each, and you have to let it cool. And so even doing it that way, powder coating lasts a lot longer, and in fact it's actually a lot faster process. I bought a lap dance. What? What do you mean you bought a lap dance, Chevelle? What the hell did I just miss there? Okay, neighbor. Hey, why do we have 0 thumbs up when there's 5 people showing in here? Y'all hit that thumbs up, damn it. You got to help the algorithm. You got to help the video grow. You got to help bring other people in. Okay? We got to have those thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. I think I bought a gift. What'd you say, Creus? Damn it. I bought a G11 the other day. What is a G11? She likes thumbs up. Oh, you guys are great. Okay, so first things first. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of history of my family dynamics so you can understand who the person is that I've lost. I was adopted at 8 years old, and only one of my siblings came with me. Adam Hayes, you're in. Really? Is that you that texted? It is. Adam, are you here, neighbor? Even if you're at work, if you're able to just say you're here, that'd be awesome. I was adopted at 8. My birth father, Bruce, had, to our knowledge that we have found so far, a total of 18 children. And so with my adoptive siblings and my birth siblings, I have 23 siblings in total that I know of. Or is it 24 now? 23 or 24. Excellent, Adam Hayes. Fantastic. Glad to see that. I'm glad you're here, Adam. I really hope we get to have a phone call sometime soon. I've been thinking about you a lot and been wanting to talk to you and just catch up. And so my adoption parents ended up divorcing, and my adoption dad ended up having some children with what I call my stepmom, I guess, his second wife. And she also had a daughter when my adoptive father married her. And so they have 4 children together. Let's see. Tiki, Shelby, Trace, and Nevada. Yes, 4 children together. Trying to make sure I didn't leave anybody out. And then Anne Marie was my stepmom's daughter that my adoption dad adopted. And my birth father had adopted 1 child, a legally adopted child. He had other stepchildren because he had countless marriages in his 60-something years. Nobody knows actually how many wives he actually had. Just like children, we are sure he has many more children out there that we don't know about. But the oldest of the siblings was my sister Adrienne. My birth father adopted her when she was about 2 or 3 years old. I never knew her as a child, but when I turned 18 or 19, I started reuniting with family and learning of family that I didn't know, learning of siblings that I didn't know. when I was 8 at the time of my adoption, in the household, my birth father was at the time married to my stepmom then. Right? Where's the thumbs up, guys? Like Chevelle said, hit the thumbs up. Farm and Tech Holtz Farm MS200T clone. Okay, I got you, Chris. Screw those. I had a guy on on eBay one time. He bought freaking 10 of those, and he was selling all 10 because he said he couldn't get a single one of them running. But he wanted like $500 a piece. I was like, you're out of your mind, neighbor. He said he'd do 400 if I bought all 10. I was like, nah, pass. I'll give you 1,000 for all 10. None of them run. They're brand new clones and none of them run. Anyways, so I started learning of siblings I never met, etc., etc. Back to what I said a minute ago, there was 5 of us in the home when I got adopted, or before I got adopted. It was my sister Marie at the time in the house. She was the oldest. My brother Bruce Jr., who's just a year older than me. Myself, my brother Christian, who was adopted with me, and he's just a year younger than me. And then my baby brother Brett, who is, I believe, about 6 years behind me, 6 or 7 years behind me. At 18 or 19, I learned who Adrian was, and out of all my siblings, she would be the one to contact me the most. Even though she remembered me, I was too young when she was in my life to remember her. And she was about, I think, 20 years older than me, roughly. Damn it, Bobby, what's up, neighbor? Damn it, Bobby has been helping me with my lawnmower. It is still having issues. However, some of the issues it had have been resolved because Damn it, Bobby came over to help me. So thank you, Damn it, Bobby. She would call me quite frequently. And then I think in about 2014 was the first time I met her in person. I went up and visited her in New York. BJ's? What are you guys talking about? And we got to know each other a little bit. Got to spend a few days together. And then in 2017, I had went to New Jersey to reunite with my birth father. And I got to see her a few times there. She visited from New York. And then in 2019, I actually moved to New York to help take care of her. She was very ill. She was a type 2 diabetic. And like many of us, she suffered emotional trauma from a rough upbringing. You know, my birth father was not a very good person. And she honestly, out of all my siblings, was, along with Brett, pretty much the only two, her and Brett, that actually loved my birth father as a father and were close to him and considered him a reasonably good parent. So for the past decade or so, she has been on 3 times a week dialysis. She would go get dialysis 3 times a week. She, like I said, had a lot of health problems and had a drug addiction to crack cocaine. And then, so while I was living there in New York, I lived with her on and off when I first got there. And then I ended up renting a room, and anybody that knows my history knows I used to be a heroin addict. And that was the heaviest drug use time of my life, from 2017 to the end of 2019 was very, very heavy drugs. Anywhere from, if I had money, $10 a day to $1,000 a day, literally at times. Heroin and crack cocaine during those couple of years. I even smoked crack with my sister Adrian. And so we had a little bit of a falling out when I was in New York right before I left, and hadn't spoken for a while. But we started speaking again about 6 months ago or so. So we went like 2 years without talking to each other, pretty much. And you know, my sister was on oxygen and still smoked regularly. Type 2 diabetic, and still ate very unhealthily, still ate lots of sugar. And get signed into my other YouTube account here so we can follow the chat once we get to work. But nonetheless, about 3 days ago, I actually was thinking about Adrian, and I thought, I wonder what'll happen if she dies. Is anybody actually going to even tell me? Will anybody bother to get a hold of me? She has a daughter, Adrian, my niece, Victoria, is Adrian's daughter, and my niece and I have always gotten along fairly well, for the most part, except a little bit when she visited me in New Jersey. She heard me sniffing drugs, and because of her history with her mom and the taxing that took on their relationship, her mom being on drugs, there was a bit of a resentment to anybody that did drugs in the family with her. It was difficult for her to accept. So, anyways, I thought about that the other day, and I was like, yeah, I wonder if anybody would even bother telling me when she dies. And it just is really weird because the other day is when she died. I had no idea. I hadn't talked to her. The last time I talked to her was when the Dallas Cowboys played the Buffalo Bills, at the end of the football season or during the playoffs. I can't remember. I don't really follow football anymore, but she was a Buffalo Bills fan and I was a Cowboys fan. And my niece Adrian messaged me on Messenger today, and she said, I tried texting your phone, but I don't think it went through. I don't know. It must be an old number, and it was. It was a number I haven't had for 3 or 4 years. And she told me my sister died the other day. And the really messed up part is my sister's been living in a nursing home for a year, and she didn't even tell me. She had lost her sight, and I had no idea. I know when I was in New York, she ended up having to have a couple of toes taken off because of her diabetic neuropathy. But I also found out she had fallen out of bed a few months ago and broke 3 of her fingers so bad that they had to amputate them. And she already had a really rough quality of life. What I would say was a very low quality of life. Anybody that's tied to an oxygen machine, lives on disability, is very low income, doesn't have a whole lot of family support, doesn't have a whole lot of friends, and has to have dialysis 3 times a week. That's a pretty low quality of life. Death is inevitable. We're all going to die eventually. And we all cope with death differently. We all deal with death differently. I remember the very first time I had to face somebody dying. I was 16 years old. And my niece Piglet died. That's what we called her, Piglet. She was racing one of my friends from high school, Michael. And on the island of Venice, there's this really sharp corner. And she ended up flipping her vehicle. And of all things, her seatbelt killed her. Her seatbelt decapitated her. And I remember during the wake, when I saw her in the casket, it was the first time I'd ever seen a dead body. And I'm already very sensitive and emotional for a man. And I was just bawling my eyes out. And my adoption father comes up to me and grabs me real tight by the arm and says, "Fucking stop it! You're ridiculous. You're embarrassing me." And that was tough for me to deal with. And I was like, I'm not the only one crying. But anyways, neighbor, so I was cutting my grass when I got this Facebook message from my niece. And though she didn't have a perfect relationship with her mom, they loved each other very much. And even though they argued a lot, they were still very close. And so I know she's really struggling with the loss of her mom. And the shitty thing is, I haven't talked to Adrian in a couple months, but she messaged me when that football game was on. And I was having a really rough day that day. I didn't feel well. I was in a lot of pain. so I didn't bother messaging her back. And so that means I missed out and blew my final opportunity to talk to my sister and essentially have an enjoyable moment together. Because, like I said, Buffalo was her team, Cowboys were my team, and when I was in New York, we watched every Buffalo game and every Cowboys game together. And there was even a time they played each other, and we would have a lot of fun when they played each other, giving each other shit. So the positives of it, like I said, she had a low quality of life, and so I'm happy she doesn't have to suffer anymore. But a lot of people, even if their life is that rough, they still don't want to die. Me, I would want to go. Like, please take me. It's like if I ever get Alzheimer's or dementia or end up a vegetable or paralyzed, I'm like, take me out back, old Yeller style. Just be done with it. Or take me to the doctor, physician-assisted suicide. Have them permanently put me to sleep. But it is still very hard to cope with the loss of a loved one, whether you were close or very close. And we all have different ways that we do that. A lot of people, we have to do something to distract us, and then it's in the late hours of the night when we're lying down and trying to shut the brain down that for a lot of us, that's when it hits us the most. I think that all we can really do is try and remember positive memories, cling to that. And I don't believe in funerals necessarily, especially given how big they are and we're mourning the death of a loved one. I prefer a celebration of their life. I prefer being happy. Like when I die, I don't want my loved ones crying and mourning and spending tens of thousands of dollars on gravestones and flowers and church rentals and funeral processions. No. Throw me in the woods, let the animals eat me, and have a damn party. And try and think of the good if I did anything positive to impact your life. And so for me, with Adrian, I'm choosing to cling to the fact that, again, she was the only sibling that would consistently call me, check on me, let me know how she was doing, etc. Even though a lot of our phone calls were only 5 minutes. It's just a simple fact. Somebody literally calling you for even less than 5 minutes just to say, hey, I was just checking on you, making sure you're still alive, letting you know I'm still alive, and just wanted to say I'm thinking of you, and I love you. The impact of that is a big deal because a lot of family, they just don't call each other unless somebody dies or unless they need money, unless something big happens, it's like, you don't have to talk on the phone for an hour or 2 hours, 3 hours every time. That 2-minute phone call every couple of months, that's a big deal. That is for me, a really strong, positive, awesome way to show somebody you care and to show somebody you love them. To just consistently tell them you're thinking about them and you just want to make sure they're okay and nothing more than that. How many of you call your loved ones just to say, hey, okay, just want to make sure you're still alive. I'm still alive. Anything big going on in your life? No. Nothing big going on in my life either. Okay, well, I was just calling to check on you and say I love you. See ya. That's it, neighbors. See how quick that was? But how many of us actually do that? Because to a lot of us, that seems weird. Why would I call somebody to talk for 2 minutes? A legit 2 minutes. Most of us don't. You should. Call your loved ones tonight. Say, hey, I was just calling to say I love you. Nothing more. I know you're busy. I'm busy. Life is busy. It's hard to find time. So that's all the time we got. Talk to you later. Okay, so all of that being said, neighbors. Everybody got quiet when I started talking about death. All right, I have on my bench, well, real quick, I'll kind of show you guys where we're at with the shop, I suppose. Okay, We'll just take a quick circle around here real quick. The other shop is a nightmare mess because we've essentially been moving a lot of the tools in there and whatnots. Flip ya. So I've been primarily using this just for chainsaw stuff because I don't have a 16 by 32 or 16 by 36 like I was supposed to. So trying to figure out a floor plan and everything has been tough because I had my whole building planned out. And I'm not going to go through the story of why I don't have that building in it. So starting from the front at our garage door, our electrical panel is completely done except for we've got to do some conduit on that stuff. Got lots of outlets. Organizing our bars and chains. We don't have the whiteboard over here yet, but we got a chalkboard. The whiteboard will go right here on the man door. We have our doggy door completely finished and installed there and have taught Angel how to use it. We have our big compressor, which last time I showed you guys, it wasn't working because we didn't have our pressure regulator switch. This compressor is now working. We just have to get our gauges for right here to control our outgoing pressure. All our electrical, you think I got enough outlets every 2 feet. With my GIMP right arm, I like to have a lot of outlets because basically anywhere I'm standing, I can plug something in, neighbors. Okay, starting to get our windows trimmed out. We have our desk over here, and this is the, well, Blanche donated 2 laptops. One of them was a new off-brand. That one's inside, but this is her old laptop, and it's a touchscreen. We've got our adapters and everything to run our internet. We have our AC in. I was going to use portable AC, but this AC is stronger, and so I've chosen to use it. We are getting organized gradually. This is the old pegboard from the small shop, and as you can see right now, it's pretty much empty. But again, getting organized, getting things where we like. This is going to be our main work area, and so I've got new pegboard here. And again, I don't know if this is where everything will stay, but we are getting that organized. We have our little carburetor workstation here with some stuff down there. We've got a bunch of chainsaws to put together, nice and organized. More carburetor stuff here. Our charging station. Here is our plastic dyeing station for now. We have our pot there and another pot there to do our dyes. And we have our little oven to do our mufflers and stuff. This table probably will not stay in here. I might extend the bench down further. And that's pretty much it. We have a little bit of insulation left to do on the ceiling and that wall. And that's our storage. Okay, that's pretty much it. This we have to get rid of. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, neighbors. So we'll flip you. No, we'll keep you flipped that way. Sorry. Oh, shit. Okay. Like I said, I need me a distraction, so we are going to assemble a chainsaw. It is a STIHL MS390, but we are putting the new Meteor 390 top end on it. Can everybody see okay? I know there's not a ton of people here. Should breeze you guys up a little bit. Is that a little butter? Don't fall over, though. Okay, I think that will probably do, no? Oh, this doesn't turn. Okay, hopefully that will work out for you guys. I've got the chat over here. If you guys have any input you'd like to offer, any comments, any concerns, any advice, tell me how you deal with the loss of loved ones. Tell me what's going on in your life. Tell me some jokes. I thought I just farted, but I pooped. Well, Chevelle, I suppose you better go wipe your ass, neighbor. Alright, got all my hardware here that I'm just going to kind of dump out and start sorting through a little bit here. I have to put new rope into our recoil because that's something I standardly do on my refurbished chainsaws. Okay, got our intake boot here. That should have a clamp with it somewhere. There that is. Put our brake parts up here. There's our muffler bolts. We'll put that with our muffler. Oh, there is one thing we have to do. I have informed Meteor of this issue. There is our cylinder bolts. On these 1127 series Meteors, and I have my Pharmatech crankshaft seals I put in here so we'd have them. I don't need this bar stud because we've already got 2 in. That holds the engine pan, which the Meteors always come with one, but I use the OEM. Is Uncle behaving? Lynch, for the most part, he is. He did help me quite a bit yesterday in working on getting into the new shop. So that was nice of him. This muffler bolt on this side does not go in, okay? It does not slide in. So basically we have to trim it down, and we are going to trim the height and the width. It's much easier than doing the cylinder itself. So I've got to get the Dremel here. Again, I'll be going a little bit slower than I usually do because I've just set everything up and am still getting, or I'm just now starting to use this setup. This will be the first time using the bench since I officially have moved in. Any other time it's just kind of been a mess and no rhyme or reason to anything. So I like these magnet strips here that I have. Jimbus! What's up, neighbor? You guys, Jimbus finally started his damn chainsaw that he bought. Said he hasn't got a chance to cut with it yet, but it is running finally. He got his recoil handle fixed that broke on him. I sent him a new one and he fixed it, so that's good. Okay. Jimbus, we were just talking about my oldest sister died the other day, and I just found out today. And we're going to be putting together a STIHL MS390 chainsaw here. You know what I never thought about? I bet you I could use a grinding bit opposed to having to spend all the time cutting that muffler bolt. I might be able to, we'll try that. What the hell, let's find out. But I think that's the crappy grinding bit. So, I think I want to try that, neighbors. Let's grab us a bit here. A carbide bit. Where's, is Curtis in here? Curtis, are you here, neighbor? Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm going to use the Christmas tree one. Let's see here. I don't have the proper, I need to get a better Dremel. This is just a cheap Craftsman Dremel I had laying around when I moved here. So, I never really used it very much, but I liked having it in case I needed it. And now I use it quite a bit for a lot of different things. Okay, so it's going to be loud for a minute, neighbors. We're going to try opening this up where our bolt goes instead of cutting our bolt. Okay, we're getting there. But I need a different bit. This one's, the tip of it doesn't cut very well. The back cuts great right here, but the front doesn't. And plus it was coming loose. Y'all never see what the hell I just did with those bits I had. Legit just had them. Where did they go, neighbors? There they are. I sees them now. Okay, let's see here. I think this one will probably work the best. Let's see, will it fit? It will fit. We'll try this one here. See how that works, neighbors. I don't know that we'll get this whole saw done, but I just need me as a distraction because my sister died and I don't want to think about it right now. I'll deal with it another time. But right now I don't want to deal with it. It's tough. Tighten that a little bit more. Okay, let's give that a whirl. Alright, I think we're okay there, almost. Almost there. Trying to see where else it hits. Now I'm going to have to take some of the edge off still. I don't want metal in our eyes, damn it. Yes, I'm doing the filing. Nice lighting. Yeah, I gotta get more. I still can't see for shit. Ah, nice, Jimbus. The old pliers and a hammer. Grab the tooth and hit the pliers with the hammer. It's almost like Meteor didn't believe me that these don't fit and that I have to do this. Okay. I don't have very steady hands. Not quite there. Still doesn't quite fit. Trying to see where it's hitting, but I can't. Oh wow! Nice. Y'all never see that shit. That could have been a hell of a lot worse. Woo! Damn. That was fun. Try that shit again. I gotta get my vise over here still. Damn, you do not want to go in, do you? One little spot still I can't quite get. Not quite still, not all the way. A little bit more, man. Wish I could see where it's hitting. Yeah, I think we got it. I'm going to take a tiny bit more just to be safe. Alright, there we are, neighbors. Yeah, should you have to do that for a $150 top end? No, to hell you should not. But, yeah, chaps. Yeah, Jibbus, you should see the comments I get when I cut in freaking sandals. Out there, no shirt, shorts, and sandals. The guys talk about how much anxiety it gives them watching me do that without PPE. Okay, now, I think we are able to move forward now. Damn, leaking air compressor. Alright, so, I believe I sanded off, did I? Sand off, nope, not quite. I gotta get a little bit more gasket off there. So I've got my denatured alcohol here. Now my hands are numb from the Dremel. Get some paper towels here. Definitely need those. Like I said, I don't have everything set up. It would have been nice to put that bolt in a vise to do that like I normally do, but I don't have it over here yet, so that was not an option. Okay, get all this stuff put away out of our way so we don't have excessive stuff on our bench here. Here we are. Yeah, my hand's numb as hell. And then I need, again, because I'm weak, a screwdriver to pop this open. Pour a little bit in here. And get the last bit of my gasket off, my old gasket. We all know someone missing fingers. Yep, sure do. I got the scar on my face here is actually from chainsaw kickback. It's actually from the chainsaw that got me into working on chainsaws. A freaking newer home light. Uh-oh, what's low battery, Jimbus? Did my phone say that? Was that what it is? Yeah, it must have been. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it, neighbor. Okay. Damn, my fingers are numb as hell. Hurt like hell. Okay. Pretty much good there. I realized as I was moving into the new building, you guys, I have like 15 or 17 saws in bins that I've accumulated most of, or all the parts I need, and put all the parts I need, like fuel lines, because I keep a lot of that stuff in stock in the bins, and so those saws are ready to go together. So it's going to be time to start assembling a lot of saws ASAP, because I have sold a lot of my saws. I sold the 562 last week, and that was still customer grade E. I've worked on several of his, damn, I still didn't get all this out, several of his chainsaws on the channel, and I have a few more that I got to post for you guys still. But he bought the 562 and wanted a 20-inch bar instead of the 24, so we did that, and I sold it for $700. So he paid that off today and picked it up. And he also picked up his 435. I fixed some stuff on that saw for him. The person he bought it from had put a 3/8 bar and chain on it with a 325 sprocket. He said something didn't sound right when he was cutting with it. And so that was our issue there. And so I've got, let's see, a 141 to do for him still. That he bought at auction that doesn't run. It needs a new cover and stuff. And then I've got this, it's called a US Extreme Power or something is the brand of the saw. It looks like an EFCO chainsaw. I need to service that and do his tune-up on that. Or I'm sorry, dual port his muffler on that. We might pipe it. I haven't decided yet. Pipe the muffler, not make a piped exhaust is what I mean by that. Alright, we're good to go there. Got this here. Gotta get our piston off and get some oil in this cylinder for when we put our piston in. Oh, it's so sexy, you guys. I love the look of a new cylinder. Sexy, sexy. Oh, and I'm going to do something that I always forget to do until after I put my top handle on. The highways and a lot of the off-brand top ends come with a cheap decom valve. On the 390s, I don't use a decom valve. And I always forget to put this damn plug bolt in. The last 390 I freaking built, I kept looking at it and saying, don't forget that, don't forget that, don't forget that. And what I do, neighbors? Forget it. And let me tell you what, it is a bitch to get this thing in. If you have an actual 390 top handle, or it's got a hole right here for the decom, but you gotta like reach in through here sideways to try and get this damn thing in. Nightmare. And it's also a nightmare. You gotta tear freaking 50% of the saw back down to be able to access this. And yeah, Jimbus, that noise must have been the low battery. You're gonna get mucho footage from that many saws. You can do more DIY videos. Yeah, I know. That's the thing, is a lot of times what slows me down is I want to do footage, and there's certain stuff I don't want to do until I have the time to do the footage. But there's also other things, like I did some work on the lawnmower again today, and it would have been real nice to do that footage, but it just would have taken too much extra time in that case. A lot of good stuff that people could learn and that I know would be beneficial for people, but I did y'all dirty. Didn't take footage because I'm selfish and I'm lazy. Okay, there's that. Now, I want to have a clean working surface for this. I've got me a little, you guys are standing on it. May I have this, please? I have a little rubber mat that I haven't opened yet, but I don't know where it is for when I do stuff like this, because my other one is just kind of worn out and old and faded. Got to take our old clips off. The easiest way to do this is with a pick for me. I'll just go into that groove there, get behind it, and gently, carefully pry it out and try and keep it with my thumb from flying away. I like Meteor's clips. They have the regular C clips, so I will use those opposed to reuse the OEMs. That one's not wanting to come out proper. There we go. Then we can take a 10 mil drift. There you go, neighbors. That's what people do to their chit because they don't treat it right. Well, that's a 12 mil. It's not going to work. This is a 10 mil wrist pin. Let's get a 10 mil drift here. Here we are. I like to save these two. I have all kinds of different uses for them. Deep six that chip, Rob Weaver. I can't deep six backwards no more. I might break the window. Okay. Don't you go nowhere. Clean this up. Our bearings on this are good. Just make sure we have everything cleaned up there. That's trash. Get some grease here. Put a little bit in our cavity. I have people tell me various reasons why the service manual says to do this. I still don't know 100% which is true. Most important thing to me is the lip, because it makes sure the dust lip here doesn't rip from too much friction when you first start your saw out. Need a little bit more there. And so I like to not forget that, because I have ripped that lip because it was too dry when I started my saw. We went in dry and hurt it. This grease gun also has been being a nightmare lately. Being an asshole. Okay. Oh, it's so much nicer not being in such a tiny little confined space. I'm claustrophobic in that shed, especially before I put the window in. Could get really depressing. Alright, there we are there. And you guys know you can use tin on this, but I don't. I just kind of push it up so I don't cut it on my flywheel key there. Spin it as I put it on. Get it about where it needs to be. And then on this side, you just want to be careful you don't hit your threads. And then when you get to this point, I just push down, put it over, push up, so we don't pop our spring. Okay, give that a good spin there. Let's go ahead and get our new piston out. A nice, sexy, meteor piston. I'm going to port one of these next. Everybody says you got to be careful flaking. Flaking happens when you port these meteor pistons. So I have a 390 kit in there that I'm going to risk destroying to go ahead and port a 390. But I don't have enough stuff to build another 390 yet, so we have to wait until we have it. We got our clips, our wrist pin, our piston rings. You guys hold that trash, please. Oh, damn. That could have been bad. I'll have to check that ring and make sure I didn't damage it. I thought they both slid down to the other side of the plastic. I took my knife right over this damn thing. Okay, I think we're all right. It's got a little scratch on the top there, but I think it's okay. All right. You guys hold that trash, please. Get some oil for our bearing here. Make sure that has some oil in it. Put some on the other side, actually. Come here, you bastard. Come out some. There we are. Just spin that around, get the oil moved around. Okay. Got that. We will put our rings on our piston here. Carefully. You don't want to scratch it all up. So I use my thumbs. And these cable rings are good. Some of these Chinese rings, when you go to do that, they'll just freaking snap right in half. These cable rings are made out of cast iron, and so they're really hard. And so you can open them pretty good without them having to fear them breaking. So I like that. Okay, we will get our gaps close to our locator pins there. Arrow goes towards your exhaust. So this is your clutch side. That's the front of your chainsaw. Your arrow will face that way. So what we will do is install one of our clips into our piston with my nice fancy tool here. Put that in there. It pushes into here. And then make sure we get our opening down. Set that on there, and with the OEMs, these go in real easy because they're have kind of like a concave there, a convex for this tool to rest in. The meteors do not, so you have to get it just right. Sometimes it takes me a couple of shots with these. That one went in perfect. Okay, I'm just looking at it. It's a little crooked. I said perfect, but it did not go in perfect. But that's easy. We'll just push it into its groove here. Maybe. I don't want it to pop out. Okay. One side went too far. The other side didn't go far enough. There we go. There's that. So again, arrow facing forward. We will go ahead and put this on. Kind of get it about where it needs to be. Take our wrist pin. I usually check this also to make sure it slides smoothly. I did not on this one, and so sometimes they don't go easy. But this one feels like it's going to. Oh, I'm struggling here. My hands are not doing well today. Okay, get that lined up. Slide that baby right through. There she goes. Push our wrist pin all the way in. Let's go ahead and get our other clip in. I loathe circlips. Me too, Crayus. There's an island somewhere full of circlips and 10mm sockets. Yeah, isn't that right? The damn 10 mils, you know. It's amazing how many socket sets I have where the 10 mil is missing. And then the clips that go flying. The amount of clips I've had just ping, 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 disappear, vanish into the abyss. This one's a little bit harder because I got to kind of hold this up here. So it's a little bit harder to hold steady. Try and get that right where we need it. Ah, it slipped already, see? See if we can do this. Oh. Come on, baby. Don't think it went in. There we go. I think we got it. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, neighbors. Okay. I don't know why I always try and set these piston rings where they need to be before I do all this stuff, because they just slide around. Where are you at, locator pin? There's that one. And there's that one. Alright, next. I'm just making sure I have my arrow faced the right way. We can go ahead and get our gasket maker. Oh, you know what, neighbors? I don't want to open a new tube of Honda Bond. I have to go grab some. Y'all go grab your snacks, grab your drinks, talk to your neighbors, call somebody and tell you love them for a second real quick, and I will be right back. I have to run to the mini shed shop. And, oh, look at that. A spring to my one weed eater head that I lost the other day. See that? That's all like circlips. Shit goes flying. I have a bag with those parts in it, and of course, now that I need it, I'll be able to find it. There it is. Okay, yeah, you guys, hey, I challenge each one of you to call somebody in your family or your friends' close circle. Call them and say, hey, I'm just taking an intermission from Chainsaw Redeemers live event. I was just calling you to say I fucking love you, neighbor. Till next time. I'll be right back, guys. So sorry I did you dirty. I'm not set up yet. That's why I didn't want to open another tube. I just opened one yesterday. Okay. Sorry about that, neighbors. Nice stringy stuff. Go ahead and get the chip put on. I like to do my engine pan first on these models because it goes a little thicker on this one. It's got the groove in it there. And so it won't dry as fast. So I like to do this side first. Anybody got any special plans for the weekend? My weekend is just another day, save for up until here recently. Saturday's usually my day that I take off. But since I've had so many other days I haven't been able to work due to pain or my hands being locked up, I've been working some Saturdays, but usually that was my only day that I guaranteed to take off. So, yeah, Chris, you say that every time about the gasket maker. The biggest place for me, y'all know, is that divot right there. That's the greatest place I'll have air leaks. Okay, so I always like to use extra right where it drops down into the crankshaft seal cavity. We don't want it inside our motor like that, though. So we'll just wipe you right there. That is the place that I make sure I use extra. Too much is better than not enough. But too much can be just as bad or worse than not enough. Some people will say you can never have too much. Well, I call bullshit because I have gooped this shit on so heavily before that it actually got so heavily inside my motor, it destroyed it because it didn't burn off. It caused damage. So I try not to use too much. Okay, there's that. And then we'll do here just a nice thin layer inside our crankshaft seal cavity here, just to help that seal up. Some people say you don't need it there, but the service manual actually says to put it there. But you don't want to use too much because it can cause your crankshaft seal to slip sideways. Okay. This is a tedious part of the job. It's just the way it is. It just takes a minute to do this. I like to, when I watch YouTubers doing live stuff, a lot of times I'll have me something else that I'm watching or listening to or reading for the times that they're doing boring stuff or where it's quiet or where I'm like, okay, yeah, I've been listening to this person for an hour. I'm losing my focus. Uh-oh, I must have some oil there or something because it's sliding. Okay, that's butter. That's what we want. We don't want our Permatex sliding and not sticking to our material. Gamma Bond, though. I'm used to saying Permatex because that's what I've used my whole life. Okay, I think we're good to go. Double check everything. A little bit more right there. Looks good to me. Now, these pistons will usually slide right in without using a ring compressor. As long as you have your rings in the right spot. Again, arrow toward the exhaust. And if it's nice and level here, nice and straight, it will typically go right in and the cylinder will actually compress the ring usually. Sometimes I'll have to use the assistance of a screwdriver, but sometimes I don't. Like, I'm struggling to get this one straight, so I probably will have to use our screwdriver because I don't want to damage my rings. Just very carefully push our ring in there. As I said, carefully. Here we are. I'm a little bit crooked, so I gotta turn that just a bit. Push that down in. Okay. Make sure get our seals right here. They slid in too much on me there. Okay. Now, you can take your cylinder and just kind of turn it at an angle there to put it in. Push it down gently. Let's close this shit up. Making a mess, neighbors. This shit's slimy. It's stringy. I've only had it blow out the muffler and stain the spark arrestor. Tree. I fixed an MS250 that started, idled, and bogged out, then died. Changed the carb internals and put a new plug in. Kept it going. Was the main jet brass screw in the metering side that was plugged up. Cleared it with a bread tie and carb spray. It was plugged up from what? Your gasket maker? What, it blew back into your carburetor from too much gasket maker? Is that what you're saying, neighbor? Okay. I got my nice arthritic grips here. And usually I use a drill to do these for most of the way. Something's not lined up there. Okay, yeah, I don't want these to strip out, so something's not lined up properly. Why aren't you going through? There we are. Damn it. Come on, you bastard. Struggling, neighbors. Struggling. The surfaces aren't touching, but I can't see to make sure these are lined up. So get them all started here. I gotta use the drill, my hands are cramping. Okay, then we're gonna, before we tighten these all the way, just gonna check our crankshaft seals and kind of make sure they're straight. I like to use a socket on the flywheel side and just kind of push on it. And that's not my right socket for some reason. I grabbed the wrong one, I guess. And just gently push on that. And then on this side, you can use a couple of tools. That way you push both sides at the same time. Just kind of make sure it's pushed in. You don't want to push on your dust lip. We're pushing toward the outside of our seal. And then we'll go ahead and tighten these up. Torque them down to guten tight. Guten tight, neighbors. Guten snug's not enough. You want guten tight. How many Newton pounds or whatever it's called? Well, guten tight. However many your carpal tunnel arthritic hands feel is right. Diagonal pattern here. Okay. I think we're good to go there. Excellent. I think I deserve a victory cigarette. What do you neighbors think? Ted Naito! What's up, neighbor? Oliver, hello, welcome, neighbor. Thanks for joining us. It is, 9:15 here, 9:13. I'm Central Standard Time. How's it going, Ted? How's everything doing? You made any progress on your... Smoking is a bad MK? Smoking is bad MK. Have you gotten started on your repairs from your water damage at all, Ted? Have you had a chance yet, neighbor? Get that out of our way. I'm done with this. Oh, you guys, I have, I worked on my STIHL FS38 string trimmer. As much as I tell you guys to store your equipment dry to drain the fuel and start them until all the fuel drains out of your carburetor, I left mine sitting with fuel all year. So, unfortunately, I had to service it. And I made a big mistake while doing that. And so it was not redeemed by the end of the video. And even though I messed up the camera view a bit in that video, you can see the mistake I made. It is in view. And so, what I'm doing on that video is I'll release it probably tomorrow. And the first 3 people that comment what mistake I made, I have a bin of prizes. Oh no, Ted, I hope you recover from the damage quickly. Yeah, Ted had a pipe burst and his home got water damaged. The first 3 people that comment the correct mistake, I have a big bin of prizes. And I'm going to let you pick a prize out of the bin. And if there's nothing in the bin that you want, I'll let you pick a t-shirt from my store, and I'll order you the size, color, and style t-shirt you want. Either a Hey Neighbors t-shirt or a hashtag Persevere t-shirt. So we'll do 3 people that find that mistake. And so you guys keep your eyes out for that video. This little spring here is part of the mechanism that helps your chain brake handle not flop around while your saw is in operation and your chain brake is disengaged. And so the spring just goes on this post here and hooks to this little clip. But sometimes I have a little struggle getting it on the post. Let's try. Sometimes it's easier if we put it on our post first. Okay. Okay. Put it on our post first. And then... Yep, it's being a nightmare. Of course, my hands are not working very well lately. God damn you. Here, you little asshole. Sometimes it is easier. Try again. Put it on our post first. And then put it on our... Clip it on our thing there. So that's how that goes. This I don't usually take off during washing. I just leave it on. There's a retaining clip right there. But that spring can come out easily. And so I don't like losing them. Alright, next I want to go ahead and do the intake boot and the shroud, because I also oftentimes forget to put the shroud on this model. So on our intake boot, there's a little arrow right here, and you've got a seam running down the center of your crankcase or your cylinder. You do want to make sure this intake boot is straight, because what happens is there's two cutouts for your bolts here, and if that's not lined up properly through there, you can have an air leak back here between your boot and your carburetor. And air leaks do what, neighbors? They come to seek, kill, and destroy our chainsaw. Not a whole lot done. I got the carpet up and trying to save for some plywood for the floor. I'm getting there. It shouldn't be too much longer. Ted, are you going to do a 3/4 on the floor? Are you doing tongue and groove? And how much is the plywood up there right now? I know it's fucking insane down here. The prices had gotten better there for like 4 or 5 months, but they shot right back up. Alright, my clamp here seems bent. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyways, let's get this on first, and then I'll put that on. So what I do is I put the bottom on first. I don't know how well you guys can see. I'll line that arrow up with the crease on the bottom there. Put the bottom on first, where it needs to be, and then bring the rest up. And then I'll check it. And if I need to tweak it a little bit, I will tweak it. Like this one, I need to turn just a bit. But it can be very hard to turn once it's on there. Yeah, 3/4. Broke the spark plug boot spring on my MS261. Spark plug boot spring. Are you talking about the piece inside there, Oliver? Up in here? That clips it to your spark plug? Get that 3/4 marine plywood. How much is the 3/4 plywood, Ted? Are you using OSB? Are you using regular 3/4? Or are you using tongue and groove? Okay. You want to have your screw here as easy as to face it towards the flywheel. I know, Jimbus, all the damn plywood's expensive nowadays. Everything's expensive nowadays. Get that over our intake boot there. Make sure we don't cut it or tear it. And then that we want to put boot and snug, neighbors, okay? You want to do a light medium choke on this, okay? You want to choke your wife with passion like you love her, but not like you want to kill her, okay? If you choke her like you want to kill her, you can tear your intake boot, okay, neighbors? So gently choke your wife. Don't choke her aggressively. Yep, that's right, Chris. Everything costs too much. Everything. Especially my chainsaws. But you know what? They've been selling. The only one that hasn't really sold, that's higher priced, is my 064 still hasn't sold yet. But I knew that was going to be finding the guy that specifically wants an 064. That's right, Jimbus. Does she like it that hard? I had one girl, man. She liked me to, like, basically rip her hair out. She would always tell me, pull it harder, pull it harder. I'm like, but it's coming out in clumps in my hand. Pull it harder, damn it. Okay, bitch, fine. And I'd start pulling. Ow! I know it hurts, baby, but just go with it. That's what I'd tell her. Okay, let's get this shroud on. Oh, wait, you know what? Let's get our coil on. Because those wires. Okay, on these aftermarket cylinders also, these are tapped for a fine thread screw, but your OEM screw is actually a coarse thread. So what you can do is sit here and work it. back and forth to thread it to the course, or you can use a fine thread screw. This way it can break, so I can show you guys. See, if that was a coarse or a fine thread or a coarse thread tap, it would not be hard to go in. But doing that, you can also strip it, not just snap your bolt. We'll get the excess metal off our screw, blow it out of our hole. Okay, and that should be good to go, hopefully. Okay, we'll go ahead and get our coil here. Okay, set the wire in the groove down there. And we have a second wire here that goes to our back post. My hands are I'm really struggling with my hands today. They won't close up all the way, and they hurt really bad. So everything is difficult today. I'll get what's called gloves. Okay, it's cheaper. There may be damage, like eliminated in a spot or two, but that's no big deal. It's about 25. Oh, that's not bad. 25 a sheet, Ted. I mean, it's still expensive, but how many square feet is the room, Ted, that you have to do? I think you said it was the bedroom, right? And you have a double wide, so is it the bigger bedroom, the smaller bedroom? Because I know in a lot of double wides, you've got the master bedroom is large, and then you'll have two really small rooms, and one of the bedrooms is usually larger. People think my O2 Swift's expensive and ask how much I'd let it go for. Yeah, that's because you're giving them the I don't want to sell it price, I'm guessing, Crayus. Okay, just kind of push that down in there. That one goes to the back post, I think. Damn it. Meteor really does need to make some tweaks to their 390 or their 1127 series kit cylinders. They really do. A lot of stuff does not fit how it's supposed to. And I have to make minor adjustments or do silly stuff like this, which is tedious and very time consuming. It doesn't want to sit down in there proper. There we go. I thought that one went to the front. Yeah, it does. This one goes to the back post. Change the oil pickup line that was in it. The oil pump bolt threads would be done, but they just let go and strip it. This line twist. Broken head go kept none of the no, that's it. 400 to 500. I sell a refurbished warranted one for 3 1/4 with a 20-inch, which personally, if it's not a pro or ported, I think it's better with an 18-inch. But everybody wants a 20-inch bar, so whatever. I give them what they want. But yeah, my 026s, 028s, I usually don't have any issues selling those. They usually go pretty quick. Do not like a Toiger. Okay. A Toiger? What the hell is a Toiger? Get some Loctite on this bitch. All I have left is blue right now. My red ran out because I left it sideways. And it drained all out all over the bench. So we'll do that. Get that bitch in. Gotta line those up right. And again, these tend to not fit down into the groove on these kits. Okay, finish that up by hand. Yep, just snapped it, neighbors. That's what I was telling you about. Damn it, I thought we were good to go. So, that is going to likely be an extraction unless I can get lucky and grab it with something. There's a little bit out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to grab it. That sucks, neighbors. That is not something I'm going to do tonight. I can promise you that. I wanted to show you guys how I do that if you don't have a fine thread. But I usually just put a fine thread in it because I have lots of hardware. I don't think I have regular needle nose over here. I really don't think I'm going to have enough to grab here. Because it usually breaks right flush. And that means we can't put our flywheel on. Oh, I thought I had it turning there. Nope, I don't think I'm going to get it, guys. It's like just not quite enough. Nope, not going to get it. Damn. Not going to get it. I'm going to try one thing. Sometimes you can use a screwdriver and get it, tap it where there's a little bit extra hanging out and get it to turn. But I don't think we're getting this one out without an extraction. Can't hold nothing steady in my hands. Nope, it's not gonna go. Damn it. Did myself dirty, neighbors. Did myself real dirty. Come on. If I could hold this fucker steady, I might be able to get it. Just can't hold it steady. Ah, bastard. Nope, I can't get it. Fuck it. I'm not going to fuck with it. That sucks. Let's see. What'd you guys say there? Yes, bedroom. Yes, it's pretty big. I'm not exactly sure on size. Yeah. On a good note, though, I got a wood splitter given to me because they thought the motor was stacked up. It turned out to be. Oh, hell yeah, Ted. That's what's up, neighbor. Shit. Yeah, what size is the wood splitter? Okay, so let's move on to other stuff. We can still put our coil on. Okay. We just won't be able to do our flywheel or our recoil cover. Okay, so we can still do our coil though, and we just won't snug our bolts down all the way. That way we can put this shroud on. You were supposed to go up underneath that, you little bastard. So let's get that there. Damn, nothing wants to go in place today. It's one of those days again. Okay, there's that. There's that. Just put our coil on. And just put a couple of screws in about halfway here. Which technically I could put my flywheel on, set my air gap, and take it all back apart. I have done that before. Okay, whoops. See? I think I will do that. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll snug up our flywheel. That way we can set our air gap and our coil will be done. Okay. Don't have to tighten it down. Just make sure it's in line there. Okay. That way we can get our wires out of the way here. And I do like to Loctite these as well. On this model. The coil bolts. What is the short wire bolt on the cylinder? What? What is the short wire bolt on the cylinder side? What do you... I don't understand your question, Kreas. Sorry. I don't understand your question, neighbor. What do you mean, what is the short wire bolt? I don't understand the question. So sorry, neighbor. Okay, get that started there. Grab another one. Oh, I hate shaking this Loctite. Damn. It hurts my shoulder so bad. Okay, a bit much there. Let's spread that around even. Get that through our wire. And into our coil there. The bolt that snapped, was it for the coil short wire? Yeah, it's where the coil wires bolt into the cylinder. And like I said, the OEM is a coarse thread, but Meteor taps it for a fine thread bolt. And normally I just put a fine thread, but I was trying to show you guys the other way you can do it. If you don't have like a tap kit or a fine thread bolt, if you just work it, and it's better to do it with a hand driver than a drill like I did. You can just work it back and forth to use your bolt to tap your threads, but it's risky. And you know what? I need a business card because my gap setter is outside on the lawnmower right now. So we will go ahead and get our air gap set with our business card for our 20 thou and tighten these down. Like I said, that way we can put this shroud on and we don't have to deal with this later. It's hard these days to feel how tight I'm putting stuff with all my nerve damage and everything. And I break a lot of bolts and stuff and strip bolts and everything. It sucks. Hey, Jenny! Okay, Jenny, I'll marry you. Forrest Gump, man, she went out and screwed every guy in America. Did Forrest dirty as hell for years and years and years, from childhood to adulthood, and then comes to him when she's dying and says this kid that's most likely not his kid is his kid. And what'd Forrest say? Okay, Jenny, I'll marry you, even though you're gonna die, Jenny. Okay, impulse hose, where are you at? You are on our handle, so we've got that fine. So this here just goes right like so. Trying to see my wires, where they're at. You go where you need to go, everything, please. Holy shit. Okay, spark plug wire doesn't want to go where it wants to go. Nothing is doing what it should, neighbors. There we are. Okay. It sets up in that groove. Man, my hands just are not working today. Our coil wire actually seems, our lead seems short. That's because this did not go down all the way. It is being an asshole. It does not want to go. Why are you doing me dirty, Saul? What do we have going on here? Ah. Okay, first off, you went somewhere you don't belong. Alright, neighbors, I'm struggling, damn it. Everything's fighting me. Shit. Story of my life. Nothing ever goes right. Son of a bitch. Uh-oh, now this other phone's dying. Shit. Jenny, I don't know if you caught it, but I found out my sister died. My oldest sister has died the other day. And I just found out today, and so that's kind of what prompted this live event, is I needed me some distraction. Okay, let's try that shit again, neighbors. What in the hell are we hitting? Something's not quite lining up here with the shroud. And I don't see what it is. I know if I don't make sure I get it right, it could be a problem later. There, I think we got it. Okay. Again. Damn, see, I keep leaving my Loctite on the side so I don't have to shake it. But it's running. There's my drill. Do I have my Milwaukee drill over here? I don't know. That's what I really like to use on my assemblies. There's one. There's two. Jimbus, again, not everybody has a drill press or has those options. And so, like I said, oftentimes that works for me, is to just use the bolt on the aftermarket cylinder that's tapped for the wrong bolt, because somebody might not have the bolt around that they need. They might not have a fine thread bolt. It's 12-ton Harbor Freight, but it split everything up thrown out easily. That's pretty good, Ted. That's freaking awesome, man. Free wood splitter. Yeah, I'm still trying to acquire a wood splitter because, as you know, I want to burn wood. And okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put my muffler on because that's easier without our top handle on. I want to burn wood in here, and I can't hand split because of my injuries. Oh, there's fatty buntings, you guys. Okay, so we just had our muffler bolts. There they are. Hello, fatty buntings. What are you doing, babies? Hi, baby. What are you doing? I'll have to show you guys. I'll make a video of how you train a dog to use a doggy door. I'll show you how you teach a dog stuff someday. And now my nose is starting to run. Go figure. We made it a long time without a runny nose here tonight, but I guess I'm allergic to Jenny. Jenny came in and my nose started running. Jenny, I'm allergic to you. We are just struggling with everything, neighbors. This is what happens when my hands don't work right. That's why a lot of times I do not work on saws when my hands are not working right. Okay. Yeah, nothing wants to line up tonight. Everything's being a nightmare. Just that one little bolt there. Come on, baby. Holy shit, am I struggling tonight? Wow. Everything is being difficult. Jesus Christ. Okay. Trying to get my muffler bolts to come through here. It's just not quite lined up because where we had to do that modification, it must not have slid in quite all the way. Jesus Christ. This is where I will start getting frustrated and pissed off, neighbors. God damn it. Got that one. And the shitty part is, guess what? This is one of them mufflers I always port. And so this bitch is going to come back off for piston inspection stuff after we do our braking process. But for now, at least we got it on for now. Okay. We got 3 washers here. 1, 2. See if we can find our third one. Does anybody see our third washer? Tree. There we are. I mean, it's better to do by hand than a corded drill. Oh, yeah, I agree, Jimbus. And even a regular drill opposed to an impact, all that vibration and stuff is not good. But, like I said, my hands, and sometimes I don't think, I just do. And as you can see, what the results of that were. The other day my hands were claw cramping. Everything that was torture was using small tools. Yeah, Jimbos, and I actually have wrist splints that I have to wear quite frequently to try and delay my carpal tunnel. Damn it, my fucking nose is starting to run real bad. Let's see, where is our 8 mil? There it is. Still don't know where I put everything yet. So we'll snug these up. We'll get our hand turner here. Finish them off. I have my little 12-bolt Milwaukee drill that I would usually use for that, so I don't have to do it with my hand turn. But nowadays, like I said, I have what makes a chainsaw, guys, pecker hard. Oh yeah, thousands of dollars worth of hardware. Literally. That's just my steel stuff, and it's not even all of it. Anytime I see lots of hardware on eBay, I try and snatch them up. I got probably 1,000 steel screws one time for like $96 on eBay. And we're talking they're anywhere from like $1.86 to $2 something a piece if you buy them from steel. So that was a pretty good score. Yeah, Jimbus, the sad thing is, I just can't get the damn doctors to do the fucking surgery. I have insurance. It's just like my neck, honestly, man. At this point, I'd rather have to do this and not be able to do this than have the pain in my neck. I just want them to fuse it at this point. Okay, now, let's see. We'll go ahead and put our, start putting our top handle on here. No, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll do our oil pump since we're over here. Where is our oil pump? There it is. Okay. I'm out of these little O-rings, unfortunately. I like to replace these O-rings typically, but I am out right now, so we're not replacing it. But this one actually, yeah, that's kind of loose. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit of seal all. Just have to be really careful here. You do not want to plug up this channel on either side. Yeah, see, I can't even open my seal all. My hands hurt so bad. Pretty sad. Okay, so I'll use a screwdriver. And I'm just going to put a little bit behind and on the O-ring. We don't want to use a lot. We don't want it to plug up the hole over here on the nipple or the channel on the elbow. So we just use a little bit. And actually, I need to use this to get it on the back. There we are. Now just kind of help that. I usually even do that on this one, even when it's a brand new oil line. I used to do it always on this part, but now I just try and replace the O-rings. But as I said, I'm out of stock right now. Okay, I need to get that oil line on, and we will again put some seal all on that bad boy. Just on the nipple. We're only going to put it up here because, again, we don't want to plug our hole. I have made that mistake before of being in a hurry and not being careful with this stuff and plugging my hole. Okay, should be good enough. I didn't get the back side, but this is just a little insurance anyways. And we'll pull this down out of the bottom, makes it nice and easy. And then push that back up on there, nice and snug. We'll get our 2 bolts here. 1, 2, some Loctite. You guys know I usually build these saws really fast, but sometimes every little thing is just a struggle. And then you add the freaking hands on top of it, and it's like a super struggle. Okay, where is my T27 here? So, I'm going to start them with the drill and get them most of the way down. Finish them up with the hand turner. Yeah, I should, you know, Jimbus, I really should. They have the actual, it's almost like an ace bandage, but specifically for your wrist. Instead of wrapping it, it's an actual, you just slide it on. And I should buy some of those and start wearing them, honestly. Okay. I always like to inspect the end of my worm gear arm because it gets worn off. We will put just a little bit of grease in the threads of this if we can find our grease. Here it is, right in front of our face. NGL, got a big helical kit off Amazon and send us to be able to fix messed up threads. Yeah, do I have it over here? Let's see, did I bring it all over? It might still be in the, I've got all kinds of helicoils, and I bought a huge tap and die kit, Crayus. Tap and die kit, and all kinds of different little helicoils, a huge set. The only bad thing is it starts at M5s, and I don't have any M4 taps or M4 helicoils, which would be nice to get. Okay, we need to get our rotor washer on here. They say top on them, and that means it faces you. And then we will go ahead and put our clutch on. I have already rebuilt the clutch with new OEM springs. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I did not. Okay. Grab our drill here. Our 3/8 adapter. 3/4 socket. We'll go into the left, reverse thread. And put my finger over this. My finger keeps slipping. That just increases the compression so that your impact can put that on properly. Alright, I'm not going to put my sprocket on just yet. So now, next, I think we need a fuel line. And I have one here. It is, I believe I grabbed a new steel fuel line because the steel fuel lines are not that expensive on these. And even though they're still more than twice the price of the aftermarket, sometimes I like to use them. So we got that. We're going to put some seal all on our grommet where it goes into our tank here, our chassis, right here on our grommet. Okay, all the way around. And again, that just is security and helps that fuel line last longer there. And it helps make sure you don't have any air leak in your tank. Damn, I'm sweating. I got the door open, and I probably should have the AC on, but it's a nice night out. And I didn't know how loud the AC would be on here. I know in the other building it's pretty loud. There's that. Let me grab a fuel line, which is way down, or a fuel filter, way down here, because I haven't set this organizer up yet. We are going to use a large pickup body for this big 64cc saw. So we got that. Okay. I cannot recollect. I think I already put new O-rings on our caps, but we'll find out when we have the saw together and running. Or together, we'll know. We'll be able to tell fairly quickly if we need them or not. If I didn't replace them, our tank won't hold pressure. Okay, there's that. Now I think we'll go ahead and put this handle on. I'm just kind of looking, see if there's anything else I want to do first. The reason I'm putting this on before my chain brake handle is it's a little bit easier to work right here without the chain brake handle in the way. So sometimes I can press this right on and it will go, sometimes not. But my hands are weak. So this time it seems not. Okay. So I will go ahead and use a tool to get it started here. Just kind of pry the lip in here a little bit at a time, carefully without ripping it. And there we are. I tend to forget this thing too, so I like to put that in. I usually keep this AV mount in when I wash the saw. Okay, get our spark plug boot up there, put it in its clip, in its groove. And on these saws, a lot of you guys probably know I tend to forget to hook the impulses up and don't realize it until I go to start the saw and it won't stay running. So we'll try to make sure we don't forget that. We'll feed our 2 wires through here on the bottom hole. Okay. Maybe. Okay, there we are. And then we'll get that grommet in. On this grommet, it's easiest to push this side into the groove first, because then you don't have to fight around your impulse line if it's already plugged into your handle. Just kind of work that grommet in. Sometimes I can get it without a tool, sometimes not. This time we might. We're almost there. Just got the bottom a little bit here. Not quite. Ah, damn. Okay, there's that. See, wrapping it does something to decrease the swelling around the nerve in your wrist. I'm not sure what else to do for carpal tunnel. Jimbus, the doctors told me that basically it slows down the progression of the carpal tunnel. So they told me wearing the wrist splints, it's almost like a cast, man, and having it keep your wrist straight, and it kind of locks your thumb out here. It helps because the bending of the wrist and the thumbs and everything apparently speeds up the carpal tunnel, I suppose. At least that's what my doctor told me anyways. So they prescribed me wrist splints, and my insurance paid for them. And my doctor expects me to wear them as much as possible. And so I do, just so he doesn't bitch at me. Okay, now get my intake boot through here. Next. I should have used the string method, but I always forget to grab string and put it around that boot. So I use pliers, but you have to be careful. You don't want to rip this damn thing. This is one of the cheaper intake boots for STIHL, but it's still not cheap. It's like a $20 bill, I think. Okay, now that we got our wires through, pull them all the way through, and let's hook up our impulse before we forget. And the impulse is another place. Boy, I gotta find, there it is. I like to use the seal-all on the brass nipple just as a little extra security. Move our hose out of the way. I use this curved screwdriver. I can get down there and put it on the side that you can't access. And again, I'm just putting it on the back half of the nipple because we do not want to plug our hole. That would be bad for our chainsaw. Our fuel pump and our carburetor would not pump if the impulse is plugged up or not hooked up. Slide that on. Make sure it's on all the way. That's good to go. Let's see. Now we will route this green wire. It goes under here. Okay. Move our fuel line out of the way. It goes under here. All the way down here. Let's see. I'm remembering that right. Yeah. It clips in down there, which is not easy to get in. There's a little slot down there that it goes into. Not easy to get into usually. Especially when you want to make sure that it goes around that circle. See that, neighbors? I had it in and it came back out. I'll be damned. You cocksucking mother fudger. Okay. There we are. And then under the little protector for your fuel line or whatever you want to call it, there's another little slot it goes through, and then it goes here. I plug it in first, and then we're going to put it up over that. But it's easier if I plug it in first, usually. Okay, so we'll plug it into our kill switch thing here. Maybe, again, maybe everything's being a nightmare today. Story of my damn life, neighbors. See, even all these LED lights in here, I still can't see Chip. Okay. And then it comes up over this one. Alright. Like so. Now, go ahead and put our chain brake handle on. Let me close it, Chip, if I can find the cap. There we are. For our chain brake handle is over here. You've got your lever, which you slide into the front slot of your handle. The curved part goes up, the open straight part goes down. Okay. And then I always forget, I I can't never remember, does the spacer go on first or second on this model? And I have a feeling it goes on after, but I'll get it wrong and then fix it. And then line that hole up, line your lever up with this post. Okay. And you also have to, it's hard to show you all this shit at once. You have to line these two holes up, and then you also have to pull this down. And of course, I was trying to show you guys, but it's hard to do. Okay, there's that. Let's see. And then you have your arm here, it's called. It slides on this post, and then hooks onto the post, and then goes on there. Yep, my spacer goes on after. Some of them it goes on before. Why the hell STIHL does that, I do not know. Thank you, Samuel. Only use OEM fuel lines. Blah, blah, blah. Is the AM outlines failing kink at the 90-degree bend behind the car? Yes, sometimes they do, Crayus. And I have a trick for that because I know they do that. Okay, so what I do is, well, I'd have to show you after the carb's on if I remember. But first, I got to go backwards here. Like I said, some of the STIHL saws, it's ignorant. The spacer goes on second or first, and on some it goes on after the lever. Which I think is just so stupid. Why wouldn't you just do them all the same? Why? Because I think the engineers like to be difficult. I think they get bored and they're like, yeah, we're going to get these assholes that want to work on their own stuff. Bobby Combs, hey neighbor, how's it going? Thanks for being here, neighbor. Welcome to the crazy Chainsaw Redeemers channel. Live event. Screwing up, having a hard time, fighting everything, having problems, getting pissed off, but having a good time because you neighbors are here. Okay, now our spacer, and then our arm, like I said, put it on that post, slide it forward, put it on there, and then we have to find our tiny little E-clip. I'm not seeing it. Did it get caught on our flywheel? No. Don't see it, don't see it, don't see it, don't see it. Let's get some tools out of our way. See if we see it. If not, I'll just have to grab another one for now. Don't see it, don't see it, I don't see it, I don't see it. These things, man, they're also, they're damn it, Bobby, how much are these little bastards? $1.86 a piece. I think I pay for these some bitches. And I lose them so damn often. And it is typically at this point that I lose them. I used to always put them in a little baggie by themselves. But I get in a damn hurry tearing these saws down. Okay, I don't see it. I'll have to grab another one. Got my little thing here. My OCD neighbors. Okay, we got E-clips here. Do I have any small ones in here? I have 028 clips in here, the small 028 clips. But I think these are not the right size for these posts. I think they're too large. Of course, my hands are not working. I cannot grab it. I don't think that's the right size. I just bought some of these. What did I put them in? Let's see here. I know I just bought some, damn it. I just can't remember what organizer they're on or in. Damn it! Getting pissed off because I can already tell this is not the right one. Just to verify, maybe it is. No, it is not. That's for the 028 brake, neighbors. Does not fit the other ones. It's too large. But I know, yeah, there we go. I just bought a bunch of these. Nope, those are the 028 ones. Wait a minute. Is that the same size? Can't tell. I'll be damned. Okay, that's not correct. Here they are. There we are. That's your part number. 9460-624-0400. That's the small E-clip. 9460-624-0400. If you're STIHL dealers like mine, they're going to charge you $1.86 for your part. And yeah, she just came in not that long ago, Jimbus. She's been outside. So you didn't miss her, neighbor. There we are. Ah, damn it. And that just pushes on the post, you guys, but my hands are not working. They're not cooperating tonight. We'll try some pliers here to help us. Yeah, good to go there. Let's put all this away so we don't lose it. See, you guys like my OCD organization. All of this is OEM clutch springs, and that's only, I think, 60% of the different size clutch springs for STIHL chainsaws. I do not have every model because there's a lot I don't keep in stock because I don't work on a lot of models frequently, and those are expensive parts. All right, now that we got that on, for my test phase, I'm going to go ahead and wear out the rest of this sprocket. It's an 8-tooth. It's a little bit worn. If this was my personal saw, I'd use this a little bit more. Okay, but on a refurbished saw, I wouldn't sell it with that. But instead of putting wear on the new sprocket for breaking in the saw, I'm just going to go ahead and use this one and finish wearing it down. So we need our bearing. We'll put some grease on our needle bearing here. Okay, spin that around, take the extra grease, put it on the outside there. And then you've got your notch here. Pretty much all my chainsaw guys that are here know this. To line up with your worm gear arm back there. We'll line that up. We'll have some debris in there. Does not want to go on. There we go. Okay, there's that. Then we'll have our retaining washer. Goes on next. And then our retaining clip. Do not push this on with a scrunch, you dummies. It will go flying and disappear into the abyss. I like to use pliers. Okay, see how easy that was. Alright, what's next, you guys? My chain tensioner is already in. We can put our chain brake band on. Hook it onto there. Kind of turn it into place. Put it around your sprocket. Put it in its groove. Make sure it goes down there as well. You little bastard. This saw is being everything nightmarish. Okay, there's that. Then we need our spring, which I know we had. It hooks on the front there. And the coil goes to the back. Okay, I got my little tool here. I don't remember this part number, but this is a OEM STIHL tool, and it's really nice. It is far superior to using a screwdriver because it just sets on the post. Okay, and then you turn it like that, and boom, it's so easy. I love that damn thing. We can go ahead and put our dust cover on here. Okay, that's a pretty simple, self-explanatory part. It's got 2 screws. There's one. That looks like a spike screw. Why do I have 3 of those screws there? There's one of them. And I didn't put these back. Let's get those put away. I don't want to lose them. You guys see my other screw? These are for the spike. I don't know why I have 3 of this size. I should not. Unless one's for the chain catch, but nope, that's going to be, okay, let's see, I don't see any more. So I'll just grab another one for now, opposed to wasting my time looking. See, I love having all this hardware, neighbors. Are you jelly? Okay, Jenny. I don't know how much longer we'll be here, but it's always nice having you here. Especially given you don't do nothing about chainsaws. Those are some of my favorite subscribers and viewers. Y'all people that are here for me, not chainsaws. Okay, go ahead and screw those in. We're going into plastic, so again, we don't want to over tighten. Especially given that we have our Loctite. That will help us secure everything. Alright. Now we'll put our wrap handle on. I like to do it like that. Just kind of line everything up over here. Put it under your handle there. Okay. Oh, I missed my bottom there. Usually that goes pretty easily. Damn, she must see something. She's outskis. Look at her go. Holy shit. Okay, line that up with those two posts there. And again, usually goes really easily. Ah, of course. That's my luck. God damn it. It's about cigarette time, neighbors. Okay. Light you a cigarette so you don't get pissed off and punch shit and throw the saw out the damn door. Okay? Because we want to sell this. And I think it's about time that I'm going to stop selling these for $500 because last year I was getting $6 1/4. So I think I'm probably going to start charging my neighbors $5.25 or $5.75 with a 20-inch. I haven't decided yet because saw sales have picked back up. So in my area, I can get those kind of prices usually. Spilt some Loctite there, so I'll make use of it. You got 7 screws for your wrap handle neighbors. You're going to have 2. I really wish I had my red Milwaukee drill over here, because it's what I should be using on assembly. Impact is not good for assembly. Though I know it fairly well what I can do on this model. It's plastic, you can strip a lot of shit out. So 2 there. Damn it, you slipped out again, you little bastard. I'm going to snug this one in right now so this will stay. Keep slipping out. I got 2 there, 4 on this side, and 1 down on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's 7. I know math. I know how to math, damn it. Don't question me. I know how to count to 7. Shit. Got one there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to I'm going to start putting me a puddle of Loctite on a piece of paper or something. That's what I used to do. It's what I need to start doing again. Because it's so much easier, and it really does. It kills my freaking shoulder shaking that damn bottle. We got 1 in here. It ain't going to kill us not to have Loctite on that 1 screw. And then we've got our 1 down here at the bottom. Okay. Make sure that's lined up. What's your email? Why do you need my email, neighbor? Alright, that's that. This AV mount is actually supposed to be, it's through the chassis a bit too much here. Don't you fall, saw. One of the easiest ways, now that I think about it, you can push it with your hand and then use the handle in between the chassis like this and pry, okay, and that will take that AV mount and put it back in its place. See? Boom. Put your AV buff in there, this is called. We got 3 of those on our handle. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. This chain catch is still usable, but because it's ugly and we want top dollar for our saw, we're going to get a brand new one. Studs right here. There we go. Whoops, we only need 1, not 2. And I actually need to order more of those. I only have 4 left. Okay. You can either leave the film on until it comes off by itself or peel it off. It's up to you, neighbors. I'll peel the back side off, and then the front side I leave on. And peel it off right before I sell the saw. Ba-boom. Okay, get our screw for that. Let's see. I am wondering why I have 3 of this size screw, because there's usually only 2. And I don't know if there was just an extra one with this saw or somebody had a wrong size screw on. But we'll put our bumper strips in here. Let's see. Don't think that one gets in the way of our chain catch. Can't recollect. No, it does not. Okay. I'm really perplexed as to why the screw is here. I do not believe the chain catch uses that size. Maybe it does on this. Maybe STIHL switched it at some point. No, that don't seem right. I don't think it's the longer one, because those threads go fairly deep. Let's see there. That would stick out, actually. Okay. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh, no. But there's that. Put some Loctite on that bitch. Those M12 drills are nice. They weigh almost nothing. Yeah. I don't have the small one. Jimbus, like Greasy Shop Rag has a couple of different sizes there, but the one I have is pretty light, and I do like it a lot, especially for assembly. I don't use it very much on disassemblies, but for assemblies, man, it's nice and safe. You can set the torque right to where you don't have to hand tighten at all, and I really like that part of it, because once you know where it needs to be, you're golden. Okay, Loctite on these two. We'll put our spike on, and then we're almost done with this saw. And then I'll have to do that extraction off camera, because I might cuss and scream and yell and break shit. And it would have been easier to do it with nothing on the saw, but it can take... Anybody, you guys, my saw guys, you know, it can take 2 minutes to do an extraction, or it can take 2 weeks. It just really depends. I do know I have just a couple of carbide drill bits left. Small ones for screws that size. So I should have a nice sharp drill bit. But I just do not feel like dealing with an extraction right now. Okay, I've already rebuilt my carburetor. So we can put our 2 grommets in here. You've got one for the inside of your intake boot, and it is formed to go in a specific direction there. Okay. It does have the notch outs that go where the bolts are, damn it. My hands, I'm fighting with everything tonight. I really am. I wasn't going to work on any saws tonight. I was going to do this for you guys tomorrow, but just in case I don't feel good, and because my sister died and I need an extraction, okay, top goes out, and why not put it on the top too? So top out and top to the top. Slide that on. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this wire plugged into our handle. So that's done. Okay. That clips onto your kill switch as well. Your on-off switch. That wire there. And then we can go ahead and do our carburetor. Okay. You can also put STIHL on these as well, you guys. To help the impulse and fuel line seal up there. But again, just be careful you put it in the right spot as to not plug up your hole. Okay. And I'll use my little curved screwdriver here to get it around the bottoms where I can't reach my fat sausage fingers that are super short and don't fit any size gloves. Okay. Oops. Gotta get my fuel line under this wire here. I love how people text me like if they don't get a response right away, they continue to text me. Okay, I only slid my... Damn it. Usually I start my fuel line on my carburetor and not slide it all the way because it's a little bit easier for me. But that one came off. So, get our fuel line on our carburetor here. Maybe, again, it wants to fight me like everything else. And then make sure it slides in its groove. And like Jim or Crayus was talking about, the aftermarkets will kink in a 90 right there. And so even with the OEMs, I like to make sure it doesn't kink, it doesn't get caught, in the wires or anything like that. Put my switch to the off position there. And then hook your throttle linkage into the hole on your carburetor lever there. Pull your trigger out about 80% of the way. Sometimes you can push this in by hand, like that. Make sure it's working. And then you've got this grommet here that goes on. And then we have our two 8mm nuts. Here's one. I'm not seeing the other one. There it is. Okay. And then you don't want to over tighten these as well. We've got rubber back there and everything. We don't want to over tighten that and squish our intake boot. Okay. So these are really better to hand tighten, honestly. But just snug them up. Okay, you don't want to go too tight. You don't want them too loose, but you don't want them too tight. Okay, and then we got our air filter here. Okay, put that on and make sure it slides in properly on that boot on the top of the carburetor. And screw that in with your scrunch or a flathead. I know I just had a scrunch. There it is. And then we can't put our flywheel or our recoil on yet because of our extraction we got to do. But I do need to assemble the recoil. So I always take my recoil assemblies apart for the ultrasonic and replace the rope almost always. Sometimes if the rope's in really, really good condition and it's a good length, I'll cut it as close to the knot as possible and reuse it. But I don't do that very often because I buy rope by the 100 foot. And so I got my number 4 rope here. I'm looking for cutters. They are easier, and I know where my 3-foot mark is. Right down here to the bench is exactly my 3 feet that I need. So, cut our rope. Take you a lighter. Get your end melted a little bit there. Okay. Don't burn your fingers, neighbors. Do that to both ends. There we are. And then let's set our saw aside. Oh yeah, we can put our air filter cover on. Not there. See how pretty that is. Oh, and I'll show you the bar I got for this.